So I am joined today by Steve Legg. Hello, Steve. Great to see you
Hello,
again.
Nath. How are you? You looking good?
Thank you. Yes, you're looking
You're
great as
sounding
well.
good.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great to see you. Would you like to just tell us a little bit about who you are for our listeners?
So I am Steve. Come from LA, not Los Angeles, unfortunately. Littlehampton on the south coast. I've been on the road 35 years, speaking to people about God in a kind of a unique way. I do comedy and magic to communicate the good news. When I started off 35 years ago, I used to do escapology, used to escape from things, change ropes, handcuffs, straitjackets, dangling upside down under cranes, using those as sort of visual parables to speak about the love of God and how God can set us free. So that's what I've been doing, man and boy, 35 years, written books, run a magazine called Sorted, and yeah, all of that sort of vibe.
Yeah, excellent. Well, a very interesting life, I'd say.
It's been a blast so far.
Yeah, cool. So we are here to talk about your new book, which was recently released, The Last Laugh. I have it here with me. The Last Laugh, Reflections of a Funny Man with Terminal Cancer. So I just wanted to know a little bit about this book. It'd be really interesting to know some of the inspiration behind the book. For example, what was it that prompted you to pen this book in the first place?
Well, this is number 17. And what prompted me to write the book was just over 2 years ago. I was in bed, my big feet sticking out the end. My lovely wife, Bekah, walked past and noticed a little mark on the underside of my foot. And she said, "What's that?" And I had a look and I said, "I don't know, it doesn't hurt or anything. I think it's probably a little blood blister from over walking my dog." And she nagged and nagged and nagged. And eventually I went to see the doctor. Well, in actual fact, it was during COVID. So I realized I could send a photo. So I didn't need to see the doctor. So I sent a photo to our GP. She called me in. She had a little look at it. She said, "I'm not sure." Referred me to a dermatologist who had another look at it. Said, "I'm not 100% sure. You need a biopsy." So he gave me an injection into the underside of my foot. It was so painful. I almost kicked him in the head. Man, that was so painful. And he took a biopsy and he phoned me 2 weeks later to say, "You've got some skin cancer." And that started this crazy journey for the last 2 years, which is all in the book, about journeying with a very unusual type of skin cancer called acral lentiginous melanoma that not many people get. And it's unfortunately very aggressive, that had spread through my body. So I had various operations on the underside of my foot and bigger chunks were taken out. I hope you're not queasy. And but unfortunately, it spread through my lymphatic system and had various ops and various treatments. One treatment called immunotherapy, because chemotherapy doesn't work on melanoma, but the immunotherapy didn't work. It gave me type 1 diabetes, which means my pancreas is completely shot. So I have to take insulin before I eat or before I get too excited. So I took a big dose before I came on your show. And unfortunately, in April, just after we'd been together at Spring Harvest, and we had a good time there, didn't we?
Yeah, I did.
Went back to see the oncologist. This was the 17th of April, and walked into her office, and she had tears in her eyes. And I thought, this isn't good. And she essentially said, "Nothing's worked. It's spread to your brain, to your liver, to your stomach and spine. And there's nothing more we can do." And I said, "So what does that mean? How long have I got, doc? 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years?" Thinking she'd say maybe 10 years, 15. And she said more like 5 months. So I was told that on the 17th of April. And you haven't got to be Carol Vorderman to work out that that has been and gone. And I'm still fit and alive and well and feeling great. And I'm still here. So the book is the last 2 years, Nathan, of my journey with terminal cancer, telling me I had 5 months to live and how I've coped with that and the beauty that I've seen in places, this roller coaster that I've been on of faith and hospitals and medicine and all that sort of stuff, and really clinging to God throughout.
Yeah, that's really good. I'm really looking forward to reading it. I've read a little bit of the first chapter. We only just got a copy. I'm really looking forward to reading about it.
Brilliant. Well, I hope it'll make you laugh and cry. Most people have written to me saying that we've cried with laughter and we've cried tears. And but it's not a sad book. Well, it is sad in places, but I think it's really inspirational.
Yeah. I was wondering also, perhaps could you tell us a little bit about maybe your writing process? Was there any particular place you like to write, or something some place you like to go to write this book?
No, well, I live by the seaside, but I really write most of it in front of my laptop. So I'm looking out my window, it's in my back garden, so that's very nice. But that's really the process. I'll have ideas while I'm out driving, and I'll try to jot them down before I forget. My wife Bekah has been amazing. With this one, I had the help of a friend, my friend Mark Stibby, who's an amazing ghostwriter. So he helped craft it. So that's the first time I've written a book like that. But the whole process has only taken about 3 weeks.
Wow, that's pretty.
Which is super fast. I had lunch with a friend the other day, and I said, "What's your plans for 2024?" And he said, "I'm going to write a book." And I thought, "You don't need a whole year. You do it in 3 weeks."
Yeah, I've heard of Mark Stibby, and some of his books are very big.
Mark's a legend. He's written about 50 books. Fabulous speaker, good friend of mine. He moved down to Rustington, Littlehampton, a few years ago, and we would walk our dogs along the beach and hang out a lot. He's a very unique, special man.
Yeah. That's interesting, though. Just 3 weeks to write that book. But I guess, when you're writing about your own life, you don't need to spend too long working out what you want to write about. It's just about penning the events and thoughts that have taken place over the last 2 years.
Yeah, and if you're in the flow, it's good. As I said, I've written 17 books. Some books I've written in a week, others, well, my 18th. I've been trying to write it for the last 25 years, and it's hard work. I'm not a natural writer, I don't think. I need to feel a little bit creative. A proper writer would sit down every day and write 1,000 words, whether they felt like it or not. So I'm not one of those, and I'm in awe of people who can do that. I need to kind of be in the flow a little bit, but I've enjoyed writing this. It's been a very interesting process, remembering all the things that have happened. And that has been very sad, but there's been moments of great hilarity throughout. So you'll see that as you read the book.
Yeah, that's really good.
And I like to see the joy in things as well. If you look for joy, you'll see it in all sorts of mysterious places. One of my favourite stories from the book is when I came off steroids, because, of course, I've been on all sorts of crazy drugs. I'm not on anything now, which people find hard to believe, not even an aspirin. And I was on steroids, and coming off those gave you all sorts of crazy side effects. And I was sweating profusely all the time. And as a stage performer, I'd be under hot lights, and I looked like Lee Evans when I came off stage, absolutely drenched through with sweat. And I was gigging in the West Midlands, and I said to the organisers, "I'll need 2 electric fans behind me to try to keep cool," which they did. And I was still overheating. So I said, "Can you please open all the doors and windows?" Which they did. And 2 or 3 weeks later, after the gig, the vicar wrote to me saying, "Thanks so much for the gig. Really enjoyed it. What you didn't know, a lady was walking past outside with her son, heard all the laughter because the windows and doors were open, came in and enjoyed the show, came back to church the following week, and has been coming back ever since."
Wow.
And I think, wow, isn't that amazing? Out of a crazy situation of coming off steroids, that God could use that situation.
Yeah, it's just one of many examples of God's amazing redemptive power.
Totally. And it runs throughout the book. It really does.
Yeah. Excellent. So I'm wondering, what do you hope this book will do for those who read it? I mean, you say you're hoping people will laugh and cry at the same time. So
yeah, and really encourage them not to give up, and God can do anything. And I can't say I'm healed. I'm feeling good at the moment. The latest scan showed that the cancer hadn't advanced. But, who knows what's going to happen? But as I put in the book, I think I'm in a win-win situation. If God heals me, then I've won, and I'll be around for years to come, and I'll see my girls grow up and my grandchildren grow up. I'm a granddad now. I know I don't look old enough, but there we are. But if I do die, then I go to be with Jesus, which is a huge win as well. So I don't really think I can lose in this situation. So it's a book about all of that. It's about resilience. It's about hope. It's heart, humour, humanity. I think it's really got everything. Really life-affirming book.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading it. It sounds absolutely fabulous. And having read just a small portion of the first chapter, it just immediately I'm gripped by what you're explaining about your life and where you come to.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So just to finish, would you like to tell us where can people buy this book?
Well, probably the easiest place for everyone is Amazon. So amazon.co.uk if you're in the UK. I know you have listeners all over the world. So in America, obviously, amazon.com. You can get a paperback, you can get a hardback, or you can get the ebook. So the ebook is the cheapest one. If you've got Amazon Prime, you get that completely for free. Working on an Audible version. So going into studio in January to record it with my dulcet tones as well. So it's all there on Amazon.
That sounds good.
But we just say to people, please do leave a review, because it makes such a difference in visibility and pushing it up search engines and everything. So if you enjoy it, please leave us a review. That'd be brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. And so as we come to the end, would you like to tell us what are your plans for the near future?
Well, I'm just cracking on, Nathan. I'm still gigging. I'm out gigging tomorrow. People hire me and I come and do a night of comedy and magic, and I thread the gospel all the way through. So really want to push this book. I think of all the ones I've done, this one I'm proudest of, and I think will have a huge reach. So just want to tell as many people about that and just really crack on with traveling, because I discovered at a Boys Brigade camp when I was 12 or 13, this Christian message, and it's good news, and good news is for sharing. It's wrong to keep good news to yourself. So I love doing that. And I hope I can do that to the day I die, which I hope will be maybe 20, 30 years to go.
Yeah, we hope so too. Well, thank you so much, Steve. It's been really great to chat.
Cheers, pal.
Thanks. Yeah, I will see you later, I hope.
Fabulous. Cheers, Nathan.
Bye.
Bye, pal.
Pure 24/7 radio is listener supported, which means we are free, online and always pure because of the generous support of our listeners. If you would like to contribute financially, please visit pure247radio.org. If you'd like to find out how we use your money, please visit the Our Cost section. Any donation of any size will help keep us on air and broadcasting for free. Thank you.